In this video slash recording, you're going to learn or find out how basically every human being can see into the past. Fun fact, you are even already seeing the past right now. Welcome to the Interactive Hustler. Well, this came as surprising to me, and to explain it, I need to take you back to where it all began, in this random video by Joe Sugg.
What's the most random but deep thought you've ever had? I think about this at least twice a week. If you went far enough away from planet Earth, we're talking like if speed was not a thing, so you could travel faster than the speed of light. If you traveled faster than the speed of light, X amount of light years away from the Earth, and you had a telescope on you that was so powerful, however far away from the Earth you are, you can still look through your telescope and see bang straight into like someone's room or the planet Earth. If you go far enough away from the Earth and use your unbelievably good telescope, you could look back in time. So you could look back on the Earth and you could see yourself as a 7-year-old or as a 19-year-old or as a you could go back. If you go further back, you can see the Egyptians still on the Earth. You can travel back in time. You can travel faster than the speed of light, and you've got a good enough telescope, which would never be invented, not yet anyway. You could look back in time. That blows my mind.
Well, where do we even start? First of all, feel free to get back to the video and listen to it again in case you missed anything. But initially, I was like, hell no, no way.
Right now, especially, come on, man. What are we talking about? And the whole
He's absolutely wrong. Even with all the assumptions in the world, there's no way that's correct, right? Seeing the past, a human being, no way. And then I gave it like a deeper thought and realized. So I'll try to explain this in the simplest way possible, or at least in the way that I've learned physics here in Tanzania. So basically, everything we see in our eyes, everything we see is actually light, actually bouncing on the object, then straight into our eyes. So it's like everything we see is light moving from the object to our eyes. And actually light travels at a certain speed, which is actually 3 times 10 raised to 8 meters per second. And so with this speed, what it means is that for closer objects, we are seeing them rather just about how they are, with a very little latency. But when we're talking with objects which are very far away, let's say very far away, about like a couple of minutes away, light minutes away. So for the light from that object, that very far object, to travel from there to us, maybe it takes, let's say, 5 minutes. No? So what we are seeing right now won't be what's actually going on with the object. Instead, what's going on with the object is actually what happened 5 minutes ago. Yeah, exactly. So that light travels through that distance in these 5 minutes, and what we interpret right now is what happened those 5 minutes ago. Now when you translate this with objects like the sun and the moon, which are actually quite far from the Earth, you can get to see what we are trying to say here. And so with that explanation, I satisfied myself. I was like, maybe it's true, maybe the theory is true, considering all the assumptions that are made in the situation. Maybe if we can get too far away from the Earth, we can see ourselves as young, or we can see the past basically. And so a couple days later, I was surfing through YouTube actually, and I made this other video. Now this video kinda came and like nailed everything down for me. And actually, this episode was actually a middle ground section, a middle ground type of video in the channel called Jubilee, amazing channel, shout outs to them. So they had this episode which was like astrologists versus astronomers get to discuss a couple of things, And so one of the astronomers said something which was absolutely pinpoint to what we are talking about here.
Now, what if I were to tell you that, let's say, Betelgeuse is what is it, like 400 light years away?
Pause. So for those listening in the podcast, this Betelgeuse is actually the 10th brightest star in the night sky. It is also one of the largest stars visible to the naked eye. Let's continue.
Now, what if I were to tell you that, let's say, Betelgeuse is what is it, like 400 light years away, 600 light years away? If we saw Betelgeuse go supernova, right? Some astrologers might say, "Oh my gosh, that's affecting us." That happened 600 years ago.
Right.
So why is it affecting me now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything that you see, like if it's something that's 4 light years away, you're seeing it as it was 4 years ago.
Right.
Not as it is today.
Well then, there you have it. That's the experienced astronomer clearing everything up, literally acting as a sweeper keeper for us, for our defensive-minded brains. So yeah, I shouldn't say any more actually. If you deny this still, then you might know better than all three of us, and maybe also a couple of those listening or watching the video. So feel free to write in the comment section down below at how it could be otherwise, maybe, if you know better, or anything really about the video. So let's just have a comment party down below. But until then, that has been it for this video. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and see you in the next one. Peace out.